Welcome back to the channel. This is Khan, and today we are going to take a detailed, in-depth look at the 2025 Suzuki V-Strom 1050. Now, if you've been following adventure bikes for any amount of time, you know that Suzuki's V-Strom series has built a reputation for reliability, versatility, and long-distance comfort. The V-Strom has been around for over 2 decades, and every iteration has refined the formula: a strong V-twin engine, a comfortable upright riding position, adventure-ready suspension, and a balance between touring capability and off-road readiness. The 2025 V-Strom 1050 carries that DNA forward, but it adds modern electronics, refined styling, and improved rider aids that make it a serious contender in the premium adventure segment. So, let's begin with the engine, because that's really the heart of any motorcycle. The V-Strom 1050 is powered by a 1037cc, liquid-cooled, 90-degree V-twin. It produces smooth and strong power delivery, and this particular engine design is one of Suzuki's signature strengths. A 90-degree V-twin configuration doesn't require balance shafts like parallel twins do, which means the bike is inherently smoother and has a unique, throaty exhaust note. The engineers at Suzuki have worked on refining this motor for decades, and in its 2025 form, it feels both modern and bulletproof. It delivers horsepower in the high 100 range and torque in the mid-70 pound-feet, which is more than enough for passing at highway speeds, carrying a pillion, or even powering through gravel and loose terrain without hesitation. One thing that sets the V-Strom's motor apart is its efficiency and durability. The pistons are coated with Suzuki's composite electrochemical material, or CEM, which reduces friction and heat buildup. The exhaust valves are sodium-filled, which helps dissipate combustion heat, allowing the engine to run cooler and longer without sacrificing performance. All of this means fewer issues over the long haul. And if you're planning cross-country touring or multi-day adventures, that kind of engineering matters. The throttle system is ride-by-wire, which allows Suzuki to integrate multiple ride modes and traction control systems. This is where the V-Strom 1050 has really caught up with its competition. Riders can choose between different power delivery modes depending on road conditions: smooth and restrained for wet or slippery surfaces, or full power aggressive mode for dry highways or spirited rides. The traction control system can be adjusted as well, giving you flexibility whether you're carving mountain switchbacks or rolling through light trails. Cruise control is standard now, which is a must-have for long-distance touring in 2025. Suzuki has also built in their Intelligent Ride System, or SIRS, which is a suite of electronic aids. It includes motion track ABS, which not only works in straight lines but also while cornering, giving you extra confidence when braking mid-turn. There's hill hold control, which prevents the bike from rolling backwards on steep incline, as very handy if you're loaded up with luggage and a passenger. There's also stop and load dependent control, which automatically adjusts braking performance based on how much weight the bike is carrying and the gradient of the road. This kind of tech used to be reserved for very high-end European adventure bikes, but Suzuki has brought it into the mainstream with the V-Strom 1050. Now, let's talk about design. The V-Strom has always had a very recognizable look thanks to its distinctive front Pika design element inspired by Suzuki's Dr. Big Dakar rally bikes. The 2025 model carries this heritage forward with a sharper, more modernized front fairing. The LED headlamp setup gives it a futuristic look while still being practical with bright, clear illumination. The bike has clean adventure touring lines, and while it doesn't scream flashy like some Italian machines, it has a purposeful, rugged aesthetic that tells you it's built for real-world use. The ergonomics are spot-on for long rides. You sit upright with a commanding view of the road, the handlebars are wide but not unwieldy, and the seat height is about 855 millimeters, which is approachable for an adventure bike in this class. Riders under 5/9 may find it a stretch, but Suzuki offers accessories like lower seats or lowering kits to accommodate different rider sizes. The seat itself is quite comfortable for extended rides, and the pillion gets a generous perch as well. The windscreen is manual adjustable without tools, which means you can set it higher for highway touring to cut wind buffeting, or lower it for trail riding where you want maximum visibility. Suspension is well balanced for mixed use. Up front you get fully adjustable inverted forks, and at the rear, there's a preload adjustable monoshock. This isn't hardcore enduro suspension like you'd find on a rally bike, but it's tuned for versatility as smooth and stable on highways, yet compliant enough for gravel and light off-road work. The V-Strom 1050 isn't meant to compete with dirt-oriented adventure machines like the KTM 890 Adventure R, but it's more than capable for fire roads, trails, and rough back roads. The 19-inch front wheel and 17-inch rear setup give it a good balance between road handling and off-road stability. Braking is handled by dual Tactical 4-piston calipers up front and a single disc at the rear, with the aforementioned ABS system keeping everything in check. The brakes have strong initial bite but are progressive enough for controlled stops, which is exactly what you want on a heavy touring machine. Speaking of weight, the V-Strom 1050 tips the scales at around 242 kilograms, or about 534 pounds wet. That's not featherlight, but in the adventure segment, it's fairly competitive. Once you're moving, the weight disappears thanks to good mass centralization. The cockpit is dominated by a 5-inch full-color TFT display. This screen is crisp, easy to read in sunlight, and it's laid out in a very logical way. It shows your ride mode, traction control setting, speed, gear, fuel economy, trip meters, and more. You also get a handy USB charging port right by the dash, so you can keep your phone powered for navigation or music. The switchgear on the bars is backlit and easy to use even with gloves, another thoughtful detail from Suzuki. Now, let's touch on practicality and touring capability. The V-Strom 1050 comes with a 20-liter fuel tank, which, combined with its efficient V-twin, can give you a realistic range of 250 to 300 miles depending on riding conditions. That's excellent for long-distance touring, where fewer fuel stops make a big difference. Suzuki also offers optional hard panniers, top boxes, engine guards, and other accessories that can transform the V-Strom into a fully kitted touring machine. Price is always a big factor. The 2025 Suzuki V-Strom 1050 comes in at around $15,400 for the standard model, while the more off-road oriented 1050 version sits at about $16,300. When you compare that to competitors from Europe, especially BMW or Ducati, the Suzuki is significantly more affordable while still offering a similar level of technology and reliability. That price-to-value ratio is one of the strongest selling points of the V-Strom 1050. So who is this bike for? It's not a hardcore off-road adventurer like a KTM 890R, and it's not a luxury-focused tourer like a BMW GS 1250 Adventure. Instead, the V-Strom 1050 occupies a sweet spot in the middle. It's ideal for riders who want a dependable machine that can cover thousands of highway miles comfortably, handle a passenger and luggage, but also won't shy away from gravel trails or camping trips. It's a bike for real-world adventure, not just for show. Unique selling points. First, Suzuki's reliability. The V-Strom series has a reputation for going hundreds of thousands of kilometers with minimal issues, and that legacy continues here. Second, the balance of technology. Enough modern electronics to keep up with the competition, but not so overcomplicated that you feel lost in menus and settings. Third, the price point. An adventure machine with this level of capability and refinement for under $16,500 is a strong value proposition. There are, of course, some limitations. If you're looking for serious off-road adventure, the 21-inch front-wheel bikes from KTM or Honda's Africa Twin might serve you better. If you want maximum luxury and comfort, BMW might still edge out the Suzuki in terms of premium finish. But if what you want is a do-everything motorcycle that blends touring comfort, real-world usability, and proven reliability, the V-Strom 1050 is one of the best choices on the market today. In conclusion, the 2025 Suzuki V-Strom 1050 is not trying to be the flashiest adventure bike, nor the most extreme. It's a refined, well-engineered, dependable machine that continues Suzuki's tradition of delivering versatile motorcycles that can handle almost anything you throw at them. Whether you're planning a coast-to-coast road trip, commuting daily with comfort, or taking occasional detours into the wilderness, the V-Strom 1050 is more than up to the task. At its price point, it's one of the most well-rounded and sensible adventure bikes available in 2025. And that wraps up today's deep dive. If you enjoyed this breakdown and you want more detailed reviews on bikes, gear, and riding tips, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. This has been Khan, and I'll see you in the next one. Ride safe, and enjoy the adventure.